Welcome, good morning, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. I'm Reverend Theresa and I know who you are. You are a divine, unique, talented, gifted, brilliant, expressive creation of the divine. You know, there's only one source, one substance of all life, and it's showing up as you and me here this morning. Isn't that cool? I love it. I love it. And I'm so excited that you showed up to be here with us this morning. You know, together we are creating a world that works for everyone. The Centers for Spiritual Living is a global, leading-edge spiritual organization with over 400 communities around the world. And we're poised to aid humanity in this unfolding of a new paradigm. Do you feel that? There's a shift going on, right? And we have a philosophy and a way of life. We have a teaching and we have spiritual tools that each one of us can use to demonstrate this teaching, to demonstrate it in our own lives, here in our community at the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast, and out there in the world. It's very exciting. And I'm very excited too to start a new month, because this month we are creating a holy uprising. I love our theme this month. I love all the different ways we're going to traverse this idea of a holy with a W, full, complete, and holy with an H, divine, uprising. Yeah. Very excited. We're going to be discussing radical oneness. We're going to be discussing revolutionary love and the gifts of grieving this month. We're going to shift our consciousness and do some really deep work together. All the while, we're recognizing our wholeness and our holiness as we live into this thing called life. Are you with me? I hope so. I hope so. We've got a good month planned. And then today, this morning, our theme is specifically the adventure of life. And so centers, those 400 centers worldwide, are all concentrating on this same topic. And ministers write the outline for each month. And I happen to have written the outline for this month. And guess what? We're not really using it. I know, silly, right? But this is the first Sunday of the month, and the first Sunday of the month, since the first Sunday that we began this community, we have used the first Sunday for contemplative, a meditative service, to really hone our tools, to understand spiritual practices together, that we have an opportunity to do this together in community. And so I'm not going to bypass that. I think it's the foundation for us living into a good life, a spiritual life, is our spiritual practices. So we're doing it a little bit different than everybody else this morning. We're going to have an experience. You are going to have an experience this morning of a holy uprising, a holy uprising of spirit within you this morning. It's an adventure of mind, body, spirit. These are our spiritual practices. This morning we're going to be reflecting. We're going to have contemplation. We're going to commune with spirit through our chant and through prayer. And we have really incredible music this morning, special music from Emily Ross. You know, Emily has been with us since day one, and we're always delighted with what she brings to us. But she's bringing something unique and new and different this morning. She's working on a meditation CD, and we're going to get a little taste of that here this morning. So as interesting and enticing as it is to watch what she's doing, I invite you to close your eyes, and do a deep dive with her into spirit and allow her music to guide you and lead you. Deepak Chopra, in his book, You Are the Universe, said this: there is only one reality, not two. There is no inner and outer. There is no me and you, no mind and matter. Rather, He's given us a clue this morning to what we want to do. He said, the mind has stopped conceiving of reality and now starts living it. That's what we want to do this morning. Live that holy, holy uprising within us. So let's take this idea into treatment and just anchor this truth, claim this truth for our experience here this morning, that exactly what is calling our soul to express, to open, to explore, to experience. We receive here this morning a insight, an inspiration, that there's something within us that comes alive, be it through the music, through a sharing, through a reading, through the chant, through this prayer right here and right now. Spirit, divine, the source and substance of all life, is knocking. I affirm our answer is a sacred yes. Let us know, truly know, that we are living the holy, holy uprising. And it begins here, now. And so it is. All right, get ready to go deep with Emily Ross.
Good morning, everyone. Wasn't that wonderful? Thank you, Emily. And I invite you to stay in that meditative state while I share with you a verse that came through to me several years ago from my non-physical colleague, Ron Wynn. And so I invite you to close your eyes as you listen to these words and listen with your heart. These words I speak into your heart now. Hold them there and breathe life anew into each sacred day. When you fear that you will not have enough, look to the winged ones and see how they soar joyously with spirit, keeping a sharp eye and swooping to catch an insect to eat, dancing and flapping their wings in the rain that comes to refresh them and wash them clean, and then resting in shelter found by listening to the wind. When you feel less than someone else, look to the beautiful daffodil. It gives its beauty and fragrance freely, knowing it is here only a short time, not like the mighty oak tree who grows large of many years. But the daffodil knows that it takes its place beside the oak in the balance of all things, in the plan of all creation, and they both rejoice as they hold their place in service to the all. When you feel tossed by the chaos of life, look to the mountain and breathe in its endurance through the storms and changes of life. Yet still it stands through all the turbulent weather, abiding the death of what was and the coming of each new season. When you feel stuck, look to the river and see how it flows, waters shimmering, shining as the reflection of the light, the source of life. See how even when the waters are low, it always finds its way back to the sea, to home, to be one again with the great Mother Ocean. When you feel overwhelmed and small, look to the stars and breathe in their light, the vastness of the heavens, Father Sky, and know that your brothers and sisters, the Star Nation, delight in walking with you through life to help you to remember that you are vast in your power and in your light. You are a shining star. When you feel that you cannot endure another day, look to the rising sun, holding its rays out to you like hands, saying, "Come with me in my chariot, and we will cross the sky together in oneness, in light, and in power." At the end of the day, we know that we will descend into night, and we can rest there to recharge, to gather our energy, to be still, so that when we rise again, it will be glorious. When you lose your way in the night, look to the moon and receive her gentle guiding light that will bring you through the darkness once again to the safety of home in peace and grace. Remember always and in all ways that you are never alone. In every moment, you are loved beyond your finite understanding by the infinite love and light that is the all that is. Breathe this in, knowing that it is your life, your truth, your home. Be always in peace. And now stay in this meditative state while once again we enjoy Emily's beautiful music.
Oh, Emily, thank you so much. That was just absolutely fabulous. Fabulous. Love it. Oh, and Reverend Jackie, wow, thank you too. Thank you too. That was so beautiful. And I was really struck by how fitting that was with the May Day yesterday and Beltane, the celebration of Beltane. Typically that one's thought of as Celtic, but there's celebrations all over the world right now for being mid-spring, the recognition of it being mid-spring, and the recognition of the spiritual world that shows up in nature. And that was so beautifully displayed. Oh my gosh, I am really in a beautiful spot right now. I hope you all feel that as well, right? Are you in a place of holy, holy uprising? Do you feel that movement in you, that knocking? Yeah, that calling. There's something calling us. It's calling us right now. And it's calling us into a transformational experience of life. We are awakening, humanity is awakening to its being fully human and fully divine, and what that dance of our human and divine natures means together. All of us, the whole of humanity, is awakening to that right now, is being called into that. Can you feel it? Well, we're giving you the opportunity to lean into that this morning, to surrender to that this morning. And you have a choice. We always have a choice. Every day, every moment, we are presented with choices to see duality, to see separation, to see us and them, to see right and wrong, good and bad, problems or possibilities, to see only with our human eyes, or to see with the divinity within us, to see with Spirit's eyes, to listen with Spirit's ears, to speak with Spirit's voice. And we always have the opportunity to see life with its risks, as a guaranteed reward at the other side of that, though, too. Life is Spirit's grand adventure. Life is your grand adventure, and it is a spiritual one. So you're invited again this morning to embark on this holy, holy adventure of your life, holy, holy adventure of life with the capital L. And in that, we're rising to our potential as a divine being with a sense of excitement and awe. The word adventure is typically associated with risk. You think of rock climbing or bungee jumping or, those kinds of things, which is scary to some people and thrilling to other people. There's the root word, the Latin root for adventure is advenire, and it means to arrive, Well, what are we arriving at? Or where are we arriving? Or what are we arriving with? Imagine getting ready for a trip. We've all been on a trip and we get really excited about it and we prepare, we get ready. What if every morning we got ready like that for this spiritual adventure that we're on? And we embark first, we prepare by doing our spiritual practices. What if that's what we did? Ernest Holmes used to do a radio show in the mid-1950s. And one of his episodes was called Self-Reliance and Your Adventure. And here's his punchline. He said, God is our adventure. God, Spirit, essence, life, source is our adventure. So where's the risk now? There is none, right? When you're living from that place of unity and connection with the source of all that is, there is no risk. There is no possibility of failure. There is no uncertainty. It is simply a grand adventure. But this grand adventure requires our participation. Yes, it requires our participation. And that begins with our spiritual practices. It begins in communion with Source. The spiritual adventure then unfolds. It just unfolds. We don't make anything happen. It unfolds through this divine urge that's moving through us. It's inherently within us, and it is eternally calling us into a greater and greater awareness of its presence, and then a greater awareness of who and what we are. I'm going to invite you this week, during the whole week, not just this morning, to pay attention to the idea of it, the adventure of your life, the presence of God, and to ask yourself, what are you willing to risk? What are you willing to risk? I suggest to you that the risk of not rising up into your holy, holy adventure, into your holy, holy life, is the biggest risk of all. Not doing it. That's the biggest risk of all. So again, our adventure begins every day with our spiritual practices, finding God within the self, as Ernest Holmes said. And then it naturally extends to seeking it in others, seeking it in nature, finding it in nature, finding it in the midst of our conditions and circumstances and the events of the world. When we meet life with that sense of wonder and curiosity, with a sense of adventure and excitement, we soar. We simply soar. Valerie Carr, in her core, in her book, See No Stranger, talks about this sense of when you're up against a challenge or people that you don't quite understand or circumstances that you're not really comfortable in, it is still an extension. It's part of who you are. She says over and over in the book, you are a part of me I don't know yet. You're a part of me that I don't know yet. That brings forth that sense of curiosity and wonder. So, we are evolution of humanity. We are the evolution of humanity, consciously coming into alignment with our divinity. That's what we're doing. Or as Raymond Charles Barker said, you are the present becoming the future. You are the present becoming the future. Now, I'm going to invite you to do a chant with Bobby and I. This is a chant written by Karen Drucker, super easy for you to follow, only a few words, so you'll get right into the groove of it.
We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, 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 holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy.
Divine Spirit,
Holy,
come to
we
me.
are holy, holy, holy. We are holy.
Feeling love,
Holy, we are
healing me.
We are holy, holy.
Open my heart
We are holy.
and allow me to see
Holy. We are holy, holy.
beauty and love
Holy.
that lives in me.
You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy. You are holy,
Divine Spirit,
holy, holy.
come to me.
You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy,
Feeling love,
holy, holy.
healing
You
me.
are holy. You are holy.
Open my heart
Holy.
and
You are
allow me to see
holy, holy, holy. You are holy,
beauty and love
holy, holy.
that is surrounding me.
We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy.
Contemplate these words of Ernest Holmes. There is an inner urge in our minds to grow, to expand, to break down the barriers of previous limitations, and to ever widen our experience. There is an inner urge in our minds to grow, to expand. There is an inner urge in our minds to grow, to expand, to break away from limited thoughts, old ways of being, habits that no longer serve. This persistent urge is a divine influx, an irresistible force, and it constitutes the greatest impulse in human experience. There is a persistent urge. It is the divine within. It is irresistible. And it is the greatest impulse in human experience. Feel into that. There is an inner urge in our minds to grow, to expand, to break down the barriers of previous limitations, to ever widen our experience. This persistent urge is a divine influence, an irresistible force, and constitutes the greatest impulse in human experience. Affirm this with me now, that with unshakable confidence, I participate fully and freely in the adventure of life. With unshakable confidence, I participate fully and freely in the adventure of life.
We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. I am holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy. You are holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy.
I just wanted to thank everybody today for having me. Thank you for Theresa and Bobby for having me today. And I hope that everyone enjoys their Sunday. It's been my pleasure to play for you today. My name is Emily, if you don't know me. And I'm going to have all 3 of these songs posted on my YouTube channel coming up in the next couple of weeks. So just look out for that. It's Emily Ross Music on YouTube. So thank you so much. This was my pleasure to play for you. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you, Emily. I think Emily just demonstrated what an adventure looks like. That was an adventure in music, of her bringing in all sorts of different rhythms and sounds and her own body movement and just being with the whole experience. That's what Reverend Theresa was talking about, being in the adventure, being there, stepping out into something totally, fully expressing ourselves. And so one way to express ourselves, of course, is by our giving. And this is the moment where we talk about our giving and supporting this wonderful thing we call the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. So I would invite you to choose one of the links that is being posted this morning and find your way of giving, maybe giving in a new way, a bigger way, a different way that supports the growth and the development of our center as we move along in this adventure of bringing these messages and the consciousness of shepherding in, and I love this what Reverend Theresa said, shepherding in this new consciousness that is arising around the world. Be part of it, grow with it, make it your adventure. I invite you to do that today. Thank you very much. And now back to Bobby.
Thank you, Ref G. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being with us this morning, and I hope you feel as good as I do. I definitely have had a holy, holy uprising this morning. I want to ask you that if you have enjoyed this morning, please share this link on Facebook, share the YouTube channel with your friends, let people know, invite people to watch with you on Sunday mornings.
Subscribe and like.
Subscribe and like, yeah. Just subscribe to YouTube. It costs you nothing. You don't get any emails or anything. It's like liking it. And then on Facebook, you like our posts, you share our posts, and that helps us get the message out there. We have some really exciting things coming up. I told you last week that last Thursday was Julie's last meditation for a couple months. She's going to take summertime off. Some other folks too felt that way in the group, so they've decided to resume in July. And during that time, I thought it would be fun if we did maybe some different kind of meditations, some nature meditations, walking meditations, beach meditation, maybe celery fields, who knows? And I just heard from Annie Cedarberg, and she's going to help lead those with me. And so we're looking forward to that. We also are going to begin visioning together. And I'm going to do a quick start this coming Tuesday. If you're not familiar with visioning, you want to ask some questions, you want to have a little practice time before we actually begin later in the month, you're invited to that. And next week is Mother's Day, and I'm super, super excited about what we have going on next week. We have the Rock and Kirtan Band, Sarasota's own Rock and Kirtan Band. The whole band is going to be with us, and we're very, very excited about that. And we're going to be talking about revolutionary love next week. You don't want to miss this. I saw people asking about the book, See No Stranger. I'm using this book all month long. I'll be referring to it. It's oh my gosh, it is moving me, really moving me. Valerie Kaur, See No Stranger. And so I want to thank Emily so much for shining her light with us this morning. It was just absolutely brilliant. We were all very moved and touched. And this is just something for all of us to know, that we have a light within us to shine. And so I encourage you to do so. Whatever your gifts are, whatever your passion is, follow that. And you have a support group here at this community, the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. This is your playground. This is your safe space, if you will. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all. And I think we're starting to feel a little shift in that. We can maybe have some little outings together. And so I have a surprise announcement. If you watch our e-newsletter, if you get that on Thursdays, you get all this information and more. And so I encourage you to make sure you've signed up for the e-newsletter. Go to our website, www.cslculturalcoast.org. Scroll down to the bottom and you can sign up there. You can also sign up on Facebook under Other or More or something like that. There's a place to sign up right there on Facebook. But we are hosting or sponsoring, co-sponsoring, joining in the sponsorship of with WSLR in Fogartyville to bring Hudost here. They're going to be here May 29th. The concert begins at 8 p.m. and I'm very, very excited to be a part of that. And so I hope you get your tickets and we can see each other outside in Fogartyville's patio for that concert. More coming, much, much more. All right, with that, I am going to go post our Zoom link so we can have some time to discuss this morning, discuss your experience and to connect with one another. And Bobby's going to close us out. Mwah, I love you.
Thank you, Theresa. Thank you. And this philosophy, we believe in prayer. Prayer works. So if you need prayer for anything in your life, email us, get a hold of us. Email is prayer@cslculturalcoast.org. So take advantage of that. As Theresa said, please like, subscribe, share, so people who need this get this. And we're going to finish up with one more Karen Drucker song. That chant was a Karen Drucker song, as Theresa said, and we're finishing up with a song from Karen called Let Love Lead the Way. When my world is not okay, when there are roadblocks in my way, when I feel so all alone, these words will bring me home. Let love lead the way. Let love lead the way. Oh, let love lead the way. Let love lead the way. When we can't see eye to eye, no matter how we try, we can find our harmony if you sing along with me. Let love lead the way. Let love lead the way. Oh, let love lead the way. Let love lead the way. In everything, love will be the gift I bring to give and to love lead the way. Oh, let love lead the way. Let love lead the way. When each morning when I wake, there's a choice that I can make. In everything I do and say, I'll let love lead the way. Let love lead the way. Let love lead the way. Oh, let love lead the way. 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 Oh, let love lead the way.